Alright guys, it's Saturday, and it's like the gift that gives on giving, right? Fire Emblem Heroes has a lot of news for this 5th anniversary. You already saw some of these in the Faye channel, but now we're gonna see kind of their skill sets here and what those actually are. So let's see what we got. These are the Valentine Day units, so it should be pretty exciting. Okay, is this Marth's sister? No, it's Lucina. Wow, we get another Lucina unit, and she's armored and axe unit. She's trying to fight Ascendant Fiorn for this, but she does have 2 new skills, so we'll go over those. Nice. The hair here could have been Leviathan, but we know it's Robin. Okay, Robin wasn't so popular in voting gauntlets, but here she is, and of course we have our Hero Rises. Colorless Tome, 2 new skills, so we're gonna go over those as well. And it's kind of hard to pronounce. Fur, Iceberg. Okay, we'll see how that actually pairs up, because I saw that healing there. Warrior of Love and Flowers. Even his lance looks like a sword, you know? But looks like he's the demoted one because he just has Piercing Tribute and no new skills. So good for everyone who likes Owain, but because you'll be able to combine them. But here's the dual unit. Again, the male Robin gets popular because she's paired with Chrom this time. Oh my god. It looks so much bromance. You have no idea. Another bow unit for Chrom, but it's flying. I'm sorry, it's red bow unit, so competes with Anna. Anyone who competes with Anna, I know exactly, right? Negative stats. Negative stats activation dual skill. So let's take a look at that. Always do, he says. I'm grateful to you is what Robin says. Let's talk about our feelings. It's very, very partnership vibes there, guys, if you know what I mean. Alright, do we have somebody? Yes! We have a Valentine's Day Lissa. And that's good. Hopefully she's, I mean, at the rate they're going, she might be armored, but we only have armored Christmas Erica. So we'll see if she's an armor unit or if she's like a standard infantry, because the infantry healers have kind of been underwhelming. So we'll see. It looks like they're starting to do this thing this year where it's only if you're a Faye Pass subscriber, you get your 40th summon for free. So I wonder if that's going to add value or if it's just going to make the player base kind of upset that they're taking away that from standard non-Faye Pass players. But we'll see how that rolls out. Let's first take a look at list Lucina. It's drawn very nicely. It could have been everyone. I think that this unit though directly competes with Ascendant Fiorn. Alexis Tipton, she's always been one of my favorite actresses in a lot of games, and she does a great job taking over as the role of Lucina, but she's been Lucina for a while now, so she's more Lucina than the original voice actress for Lucina. Alright, let's take a look at this Gobera axe here. Or Gerbera. Okay, it's either like Gerbera axe. Grants +3 to speed, so it's going to be a very speedy unit. If a movement assist skill like reposition, shove, swap, any of those, pivot, is used by the target, or target unit grants neutralize foes bonuses during combat to unit and target ally or unit for 1 turn. If foes initiate combat, or if foes HP is above 75% at the start of combat, grants +5 to all stats during combat, and reduces foes' first attack during combat by 40%. So basically a very tanky unit. If you attack them and they have 75% HP or more, then you're going to get that damage reduction and the +5 to all stats. Or if they just initiate combat, you'll get that automatically. Now the way this works is it's great with future vision. So ideally you would have a unit in front, you would swap spaces with them, and then you would get that buff. They would get the buff too, but basically Lucina would get the buff, and then you would neutralize all of their bonuses while retaining yours and getting +5 to all stats. Overall, really good competitive unit here. Savvy Fighter is the new skill. If foe initiates combat, neutralizes effects that guarantee foes follow-up and effects that prevent the units from double attacking, follow-up there. And if unit is above the foe's speed -4, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30. The idea for this unit here is you're going to outspeed them, and because you outspeed them, you actually reduce the first hit from the foe by basically 70%. That's a huge damage reduction, right? If you're able to work future vision into that, either into a defensive position where you can defend against the foe or into an attacking position, you're gonna get this bonus either way. So overall, really good unit here. Okay, so next we have Robin, and it's the female Robin. She is a colorless tome armor unit. Very confusing because armor units are usually very heavy, and to use the tome you have to be in position, but if you can only move one space at a time, kind of difficult to do that. Let's see here, we have Alchemendus Fur, or Achimenes, however you guys want to pronounce it, that's cool with me. Accelerate special trigger -1, so she's going to proc it a lot. Grant effects based on the number of movements currently on the team. If greater than 1, inflicts on the current team. Inflicts -5 to attack, defense, and resist on foes within 3 spaces during combat. If equal or greater than 2, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. And if equal or greater than 3, when a unit deals damage during combat, restores 5 HP. So I'm wondering if this is on the current player team or if it's on the enemy team. Of course, you have AD far save there. So this is going to help because she's a tome unit. So what you want to do is you want to trigger this. You want to be in position to save the unit that's being attacked by another range unit, and this female Robin will slot in place of that unit being attacked by a ranged unit and basically pull off the far save there. But this is very interesting. So you can run different types of teams. Let's see, in the demo here, she restores HP. So she must be running with a cavalry unit, right? We'll pause it after here to take a look at this analysis. So she gains HP. Nope, they don't even show you. Okay, let me rewind. So she does have a cavalry unit there. There, so you have the legendary chrom here. I'm not sure if it's legendary, but you have a chrom here that's a cavalry unit, so she's running a team with unit of 3 or higher. And you can see what you want to do is you want to be in the space where the unit's getting attacked by a range character, and then Robin can slot in like she does for the save, and that's how you can use the far save, and then the tome, because of that unit she restores 5 HP. So very interesting. It's gonna definitely question some meta moves, and definitely they're targeting ether raids with this. So we'll see how players get creative. Now I feel bad for Owain because he gets kind of the fodder unit here. He has Piercing Tribute and Blue Flame. None of the other skills are new. Piercing Tribute, really if foe initiates combat or if foes is above 75%, grant +5 to attack and speed, and neutralizes foe's ability to follow up during combat. So you would just basically father this against teams with really high speed, or teams with low speed, but they have an ability to do double hit. So you definitely want to run him against this. He looks like he has very high speed, by the way, because of the attack speed bond. And you see here in the demo they show he has +10 to attack and speed. So idea here is he will outspeed everyone. Him being a cavalry lance unit, it's very competitive because you're competing with a lot of cavalry lance units. We recently got Brave Erica right in the last year, so we'll see how this plays out. Now, let's talk about this dual unit because there's a lot going on, guys. A lot going on. I do like it. It's very the art is very nice. They have that sheen to the art, if you know what I mean. But to change fates, so unit moves target ally to opposite side. It's basically a reposition move, right? And when you do the reposition move, you actually get to move again after that, right? Just to confirm here, move target ally to opposite side, so that's the reposition, and grant another action. So there you go. You do the reposition, then you can move again, and you get the +6 attack. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's two moves that enables this unit. One is close salvo, so that's new, and that's going to be important because that does replace close impact and close counter in a certain way. So close salvo, I'm starting with the A skill here. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range, so immediately replaces close counter. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is above 25%, grant +5 to attack during combat, but after combat, if unit attack deals 5 damage to unit. You do get Deadeye here. Deadeye is of course one of those rare skills and one of those newer skills, very strong for bow users. But here we go. Destiny's Bow. Destiny's Bow, effective against flying and armor foes. Of course you know that's a pretty much a traditional bow unit. The effective against armor, that's something I believe Legendary Chrom has. So he has that here too. If any sort of assist move, so basically if you use to change fates, which you should to get your unit into position, is used by unit or somebody targeting that unit during turns 1 through 4, grant special cooldown -1 to unit and target ally, or unit and targeting ally once per turn. So from turn 1 to turn 4, if you use to change fates, or you get reposition or swap or any of those movement skills, you're gonna get this buff, right? Your special cooldown is gonna be -1. So the idea here is to proc Deadeye often and fast during turns 1 through 4. It's gonna be very interesting during Ether Raid defense or even Ether Raid attack, because a lot of the Ether Raid attacks, you want to neutralize them early on, and the key is to turn 3 is when you get your proc from your I don't know, so what's called like bolt tower, and it basically reduces all of the enemy's team's HP to 1 there. If unit initiates combat or within 2 spaces of allies, grants +5 to all stats during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. It's a special version of the bond skill that's built into the weapon. You do get the 5 to all stats, but you do get the guaranteed follow-up. So the idea with this unit is you hit hard, you hit fast, and in turn 1 through 4, you want to destroy the other enemy team. Or vice versa, if you get attacked during team 1 through 4, this unit can be very effective. The AI can play out there. But you notice that the way it works is, I want to recap this because it's kind of important. So it's a 3/3 special, right? He starts here with 1, he hits it, he shoots it, it goes down to 2 instead of 3, and that's that special cooldown thing. Now, the dual skill, of course, makes this unit way more powerful. Inflicts -5 on unit and allies within 2 spaces through their next action, and grants grand strategy to those units. So this is the first where you actually get 5 stats taken away from you and taken away from your allies. Grants the following: foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So basically, for the 5 reduction to all stats, the enemy cannot make a follow-up attack. It's basically kind of a fire swept weapon skill. And then also grand strategy. Here you go. All stats during combat equal to current penalty on each of the unit stats times 2 for 1 turn. So basically, if you have -7, it'll grant plus 14 for a total of plus 7. In this case, because you're debuffing yourself by 5, you're actually going to get plus 5 increase to your unit. So kind of interesting here. Instead of just saying, you know, plus 5 to all stats, you're actually giving yourself further penalties. So this is going to help if teams debuff you during Ether Raid defense, and then you debuff yourself even further, which allows you to get more bonuses. Units' negative effects that last through action will remain in effect until this status. So basically, if somebody is running a giant debuff team against you, you basically debuff yourself even more and make yourself stronger. It's going to be interesting to see how people run that. Kind of complicated, honestly, for a Valentine's dual unit, but it is nice that they're thinking outside the box for this unit. Alright guys, let me know what you think. I'm kind of excited that we get Lissa and we don't have to roll for her. Lissa's kind of been Chrom's little sister, and it looks like she's gonna be a healer unit here, but we don't know which one. So that's gonna be interesting. Alright guys, talk to you on the next one. Night night!